I hesitated outside the house where thumping music was mushrooming onto the otherwise quiet suburban street. A hand-drawn map taped to the front door instructed me to enter through the back gate. The cobblestone alley led to a backyard where fairy lights trailed through a scraggly eucalyptus, transforming those gathered underneath, talking, drinking, smoking, into softly angelic figures. How cool they were, with their jagged haircuts and dexterous fingers as they rolled cigarettes without breaking conversation, everyone in on something I'd have to learn. And I had learnt certain aspects, adopting bits and pieces. The silver chain I was wearing over a plain white t-shirt, though I didn't have any tattoos, though I wasn't yet familiar with the venues that they referenced in stories of their cooked nights out. My hands were shoved into my jeans pockets, fingernails digging into my palms, an outlet for my unease. What if someone confronted me for being an imposter? But I was also where I wanted to be. If only me from a year ago could see me now, I thought. At last, I had a life I could build by design. A dim and crowded kitchen contained no sign of James, so I wove through the bodies and their different perfumes, following the music down a hallway. A small living room. Here was the DJ. Here, a disco ball threw shards of coloured light across everyone as they danced, including James. He was with someone. A woman. He jumped around to grind against her crotch and saw me, then smiled and waved with both hands as I wedged my way over. I admired his outfit. A sheer, pearl-coloured top with long sleeves ruffled at the cuffs. His gold chain. "Yay! You came!" He yelled over the music, his mouth close to my ear. I grinned and gave him 2 thumbs up. I asked him and his friend if they wanted a drink and handed them beers from my backpack, which I then placed against the wall. James's friend thanked me and introduced herself as Evelyn, her open, generous face gleaming beneath a pink cowboy hat. "I'm Ash," I replied. "Come get some air," said James. I followed him out of the dank room and back through the house. It was different now. Everything. Now that I was here with James. He fanned his shirt to air it out. Evelyn and I sat on a sagging couch and she began to roll a cigarette. The backyard was pumping. Many more had joined the party in the short time I'd been inside. "Is your boyfriend here?" I asked James. "Shut up. He's not my boyfriend." "You and Raph, hey?" said Evelyn, before running her tongue along the paper. "You heard about that?" said James. "He's so fucking beautiful," she said as she lit her cigarette. "Like Jesus in an old oil painting." I expected a quip from James. He always had something to say, but he just chuckled and kind of withdrew. "Wow," I said, and then someone changed the subject. I first saw him when we returned to the dance floor. Evelyn was right. He did remind me of Jesus in an old oil painting. His ringlets of dark hair were even crowned, though not with thorns, but with a circle of flowers. We were partying because he'd ordained it. Raph had taken over as the DJ, and as he nimbly attended to the decks, it felt as though he'd summoned us all here. I was dancing with James, but also wasn't really. Raph was a distraction. I kept trying not to focus on him, but would inevitably be drawn back. He raised his arms, crossing his wrists above his head and swaying his hips to the music. Then he was staring back at me, pinning me to the spot. But I was wrong. I realized when I could eventually look away, he was staring at James, who was behind me. They'd been eyeing each other.